Hi, welcome to the Quick Start video for PrintXR. As you're aware, PrintXR is an iPad or iPhone application that you can download from the Apple Store, and you can use it to visualize STL files for a wide range of different purposes. These purposes include checking part fit, checking part design and detail, and determining what materials and print settings you might need to use to get the best results for your customers. Once you have loaded the application, you'll be presented with a warning sign asking you to ensure that your environment is safe and that you are seated before you continue. This is for your own safety. You should see some green areas in the display. If not, move the application until you start to see scan flat areas for you to place the virtual build plate. Simply tap on the area which you wish to place the build plate and it will appear. All items that you download and display will initially appear on this plate. This plate represents the physical construction area of your 3D printer. You can change the size of this plate using the printer settings dialog on the top left of the display. When you first load PrintXR, it has no information inside it, so the first job you have is to download content for display. To do this, use the internal web browser of the application. Select it by pressing the middle top left button to make this appear. Go to your favourite website for downloading STL files, select an item for download, and then press download. The web browser built into the application should detect whether it's a zip file or an STL file, in which case it will download it, parse it, and load the information into the system. Once an STL file has been loaded, you can add this to the scene by going to the top left and pressing the plus button. This will display the Add Items dialog. To add it to the scene, simply tap on the item, you'll see a brief loading dialog appear, and then the item will appear in the center of the virtual build plate. Once you have loaded an item, you can then drag it with your finger to a location you want on the flat surface, rotate it by using your fingers twisting on the display, or stretch it by moving your fingers apart. This enables you to interact with the object in a natural way. To change an object's materials, ensure that the object is selected. A selected object glows. To change that object's material, tap the Select Material option on the top right of the display. It's the little circle with a coloured centre. By spinning the material dial at the bottom, you can rapidly cycle through different materials to select the one you desire, and by changing the tab, you can change the print technology or the material category that you wish to use. To change an object's print settings, first go to the printer dialog on the top left and select different layer heights or print orientations. Now when you import a new object, these print settings are updated. This allows you to examine and test different print orientations and layer heights to see what effect that will have on your final prints. PrintXR allows you to load multiple objects in at once. This allows you to test multiple different material types in parallel, or even construct complex scenes from components to see what the final result will be. Finally, the application supports the use of fiducial markers. These are special images that are encoded in such a way that the application recognizes them and uses them as a stable reference. This can be particularly useful when dealing with very small objects, as the camera on board the iPhone or iPad cannot see the world and therefore doesn't know where it's looking. The marker therefore is very useful for when looking at very tiny items. You can assemble them on the pad and the system doesn't lose lock, which can be very confusing and annoying. Well, that's about it for this particular video. We hope you have a great time using the application, and any and all feedback is always very welcome. So on behalf of Boris, my dog, and myself, it's goodbye until the next time.